Here, I just want you guys to see her in action. She's very comfy on this branch, and she's nice and cozy and warm in her scarf and her headband. Hi guys, it's Katie from Yarn Society, and today we're going to make this cute little snowman ornament. She is about 3.5 inches tall. When made in worsted weight yarn, we're going to jump right into supplies and get to making her. Before we get started, go ahead and cut a long piece of that white yarn because we're going to use this later for the ornament hanger. Okay, to get started with our snowman ornament, you're going to go ahead and grab a 3.5mm crochet hook and your worsted weight yarn, and we're going to start out by making a magic circle, so you can do that however you'd like. I'm going to start out here with a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 2, and if you need a separate video for this that goes really slow, I will link that down below. We're going to start by placing 6 single crochet into that second chain from the hook. So here's single crochet 1. I'm going back to that same stitch for 2, back through for a single crochet 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I'm going to close up this hole here. We're going to have 6 stitches at the end of round 1. I'm going to place my stitch marker. I like to place it in the last stitch of the round, but feel free to place it where you like. Sometimes we'll see this bit of yarn here. You can ignore that, and this will be your first stitch of round 2. For round 2, we are going to make a single crochet increase in each stitch around. So we're going to start with that first V-stitch. We're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. So here's single crochet 1, go do that same stitch again, and then we'll make a single crochet 2. Move over to your next stitch, and we're going to make another single crochet increase, 1 and 2. We're going to go into our third stitch, do another single crochet increase, move over to our fourth single crochet increase, our fifth stitch, single crochet increase, and then our last stitch will be the one with the stitch marker if you chose the last stitch of the round, and we'll do another single crochet increase. If this video is going too fast, I'll leave instructions down below on how to make it go slower, or if you need help with stitches, I will link all those videos below. I'm going to tighten up my magic circle. At the end of round 2, we are going to have 12 stitches. For round 3, we are going to make a single crochet increase in that first stitch, which is this V-stitch, and then we're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch. So here we're going to start with a single crochet increase, 2 stitches in 1, move over for just a normal single crochet. We're going to repeat this, so we're going to make another single crochet increase and then move over for a single crochet. Here is our increase, single crochet, our increase again, and then a single crochet. Here's our single crochet increase, single crochet, and then we're going to end with that same increase and a single crochet. We're going to change our stitch marker. At the end of round 3, you're going to have 18 stitches. I'm just going to tighten up my magic circle one more time. And then for round 4, we're going to increase in that first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 2. Here is our first single crochet increase. We'll move over for a single crochet, and then move over for another single crochet. Now we'll repeat that sequence again. So we have an increase, a single crochet, move over for another single crochet, increase, and then we have a single crochet, move over for another single crochet. We have another increase, we'll move over for a single crochet, and then move over for another single crochet. Here is our 5th increase. We are almost done. We have a single crochet, move over for another single crochet. our last increase here, single crochet, and then we'll end in that stitch with the stitch marker for our last single crochet. At the end of round 4, we're going to have 24 stitches. You can go ahead and change your stitch marker. We're going to continue increasing. So for round 5, we are going to do an increase in that first stitch, and then we'll single crochet in the next 3, and we'll repeat that 6 times. Here is our first increase. We'll move over for a single crochet, our second single crochet, move over for our third single crochet. Then we're going to repeat the sequence, so we have an increase. Then we'll move over for our single crochet 1, move over for our second, move over for our third. Okay, so now we have another increase. And then we have our single crochet, move over for our second single crochet, move over for our third single crochet. Here is our increase, and then you'll make 3 single crochets. Then we have another increase. Go ahead and make your single crochet in your next 3 stitches. Then we have another increase, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. At the end of round 5, we're going to have 30 stitches. Go ahead and change your stitch marker. For round 6, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do an invisible decrease. If you haven't done that yet, I have a video that goes slow, but if you have, this is just a little refresher here. So we're going to go behind that front loop of the first 2 stitches. So here I'm going to place my hook underneath the front loop of the first stitch, then directly underneath the loop of the second stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull through. I'll have 2 loops on the hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through. From here, we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. When we do a decrease, we want to make sure that our yarn is right up to our hook. We don't want it to be loose because that's where we'll start seeing holes. Next, we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So here is single crochet 1. We're going to move over to make a single crochet. That's our second, and then we're going to move over to make our third single crochet. We're going to make our second decrease of this round, so we're going to go under the front loop, the front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. And now with our yarn up on our hook, we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Here is another decrease, so go under the front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. And then we'll single crochet in each of the next 3. Here is another decrease. And then we'll single crochet in the next 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And then we have another decrease. We're almost done with this round. Single crochet in the next 3. And then here's our final decrease. Single crochet in the next 3. I live kind of close to an airport and I feel like they're all taking off or landing right now, so you might hear a lot of planes in the background. At the end of round 6, we're going to have 24 stitches. For round 7, we're just going to single crochet in each stitch around, so you might want to double check and make sure you have 24 before you do this round. All we're going to do is just single crochet. This is like our tiny break after all those decreases. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me on this tutorial. I thought this was a fun ornament. I've only made one other ornament, which is my rustic tree. And if you haven't made that, that one's pretty fun to make. And it's actually pretty quick. I can get one done, I think, in like 20 minutes. You'll have to let me know if you do make a snowman, what color do you make the scarf and the bow, and if you made the bow or if you ditched it, or you can always add like a little nose or buttons or something. But let me know what changes you make. Okay, at the end of round 7, we are going to have 24 stitches. For round 8, we're going to start that decrease again, but we're going to do a decrease in the first stitch, a single crochet in each of the next 2. So here's our first decrease, single crochet in each of the next 2. And then we're just going to repeat this sequence of a decrease, single crochet in the next 2. So I'm going to let you count on your own. Right after this, we're going to do a decrease, single crochet in the next 2. Okay, we're at our last stitch. We're going to change our stitch marker. At the end of round 8, we'll have 18 stitches. For round 9, we are going to make a decrease and then 1 single crochet, and we'll repeat that 6 times. And then after round 9, we're going to take a little break. Here is our first decrease, single crochet in the next stitch. Then we're going to make another decrease, single crochet in the next, and then repeat that sequence all the way around, a decrease and then a single crochet. At the end of round 9, we're going to have 12 stitches. Go ahead and grab another stitch marker because we're going to secure our working yarn because we're going to do a few things with our snowman. Okay, so now we're just going to grab that yarn that we had from the beginning. We're going to grab a yarn needle, thread that in, and I'm just going to go down through round 1, putting one side of the hanger inside the head, and then I'm just going to grab the other side and do the same thing. Go down round 1 and pull through. I like to use my crochet hook because I don't want to pull this loop all the way through, so I kind of use that as a holder, and then I make a knot on the inside. So I do about 2 or 3 knots just to secure that on the inside of the snowman. Okay, once your knots are all set, you can take out that crochet hook and now you have a holder. Now if you forget this part, don't worry about it. You can just add one at the end and just make a little knot on top. Okay, we're going to place our eyes. I used 5mm safety eyes. If you don't have 5, you can use 6. It's not a problem. We are going to put them between round 6 and 7. So I'm going to grab a pin and just count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm just going to place a pin right there. And I'm going to grab my safety eyes. I'm going to leave 4 stitches open in between the eyes so you can just kind of eyeball it. Get it? Eyeball it. That's good. Okay, once you have those secure, we're going to grab a piece of embroidery floss and a embroidery needle. We're just going to make a few knots on the end of your embroidery floss. We're going to just leave 1 stitch open next to the eye and just put a smile on these 2 stitches here. And then we will start by putting on our smile. So I'm going to start on the inside of the head. So I want to secure this yarn. I'm going to grab a piece of yarn on the inside of the head, any piece. I'm going to pull that through until my knot. I'm going to go through a piece of yarn again until I make a loop. So you can pull that through, and then you go behind the loop, pull that through, and you'll make a knot. So that's secured. I usually like to make two, but for the video, I'm just going to try to hurry it up here. I'm going to leave a stitch open next to the eye, and then I'm just going to go down through the head into the next stitch right next to it. I'm going to pull that through. Now I'm going to move down around. I'm going to poke up through the head, but I'm going to try to find the middle as best I can. There's not much of a stitch there, so you can't really mess this up. But you want to pull that through. Leave a little bit of slack, because what you want to do is pull that piece of yarn down. And then you will place your needle next to where you inserted it before. And that's pretty easy. Now you have a tiny little smile, and the snowman is instantly transformed and she looks happy. Okay, so now we want to secure the yarn on the inside of the head. So we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to grab a piece of yarn. We're going to pull it through until we get a loop, and then we'll go behind the loop and pull that through. I usually do this 2 or 3 times, so you can do what you feel comfortable with. Okay, now that we have our eyes and our smile in place, I am going to add a little bit of stuffing. I'm not going to add too much, but enough so that it just takes the form of the head. We're going to have lots of opportunities to stuff as we continue crocheting. So for now, we are just going to put a little bit in there and move on. So next is round 10. We're going to take out our stitch marker of our working yarn. We're going to grab our hook once again, and then if you haven't changed your stitch marker, go ahead and do that now. We're going to make 1 decrease, and then we're going to make 1 single crochet, and we're going to repeat that for a total of 4 times. So here is our first decrease. Move over to make 1 single crochet. And then we're going to make another decrease. This is our second one of the round. Another single crochet. Here is our third decrease, 3 out of 4. Move over for a single crochet, and then our last decrease, and then you can end with a single crochet. At the end of round 10, we're going to have 8 stitches. We're going to change our stitch marker. For round 11, we're going to start increasing again, so it's going to get a little bit easier. I know it gets tough to hold when you start stuffing. So we're going to start into this stitch and make 1 increase, and then we are going to make a single crochet, and we're going to repeat that 4 times. So in that first stitch, make a single crochet increase. Remember, that's 2 single crochet into the same stitch, and then move over for a single crochet. Here is another increase. Move over for a single crochet. And then we have an increase. This is the third one, 3 out of 4. And then a single crochet. And then we will end with our increase and a single crochet. Change your stitch marker. At the end of round 11, we're going to have 12 stitches. For round 12, we're going to do the exact same thing, an increase and then a single crochet. We're just going to repeat that 6 times. Here is our increase, and then make a single crochet. And then I'm going to let you guys count. Here is another increase and a single crochet, and just repeat that sequence until the end. We are ending round 12 with 18 stitches. We're going to move on to round 13. We are going to increase in the first stitch and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next two. So here's our increase. And then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, move over and make another single crochet. Then we're going to make another increase. Then we're going to make a single crochet, move over for another single crochet. Here is our third increase. And then we'll have a single crochet, move over for another single crochet. So we have an increase, single crochet, and then single crochet. We're going to just repeat an increase, single crochet in the next two stitches. So we have an increase, single crochet in the next two stitches. At the end of round 13, we're going to have 24 stitches. We're going to take a quick pause here. You can either leave a lot of slack on your working yarn or you can add a stitch marker in there to secure it. We're just going to add a little bit more stuffing to the head. So I'd like to take my crochet hook and kind of make like a little hole in the middle and then fill in that hole. So continue adding a little stuffing until you're happy and then we'll meet back. We ended round 13 with 24 stitches and we are going to start with round 14 and we're going to single crochet in each of the next 24 stitches. You can go ahead and just single crochet in each stitch around until you reach the end. Okay, we're reaching the end of round 14. We're going to change our stitch marker. For round 15, we are going to increase in that first stitch and then single crochet in the next three. I'm going to kind of speed it up a little bit and let you guys count. We're going to single crochet in the next three stitches. And so you can just repeat this sequence of making a single crochet increase and then making a single crochet in the next three stitches. So last time we have an increase and then single crochet in the next three. At the end of round 15, we're going to have 30 stitches. Round 16, we are going to single crochet all the way around for 30 stitches. So you can do that, just single crochet all the way around, and then we will meet back at the end of round 16. At the end of round 16, we're still going to have 30 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. For round 17, we are going to start our decreasing again. We are going to do a decrease and then single crochet in each of the next three. Here is our first decrease. And then we're going to single crochet in each of the next three stitches. Here's 2 and 3. We'll make another decrease, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then make another decrease, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then go ahead and continue that sequence of a decrease, single crochet in the next 3. At the end, we are going to have 24 stitches. For round 18, we're going to single crochet all the way around. We'll change our stitch marker, and then round 19, you'll single crochet all the way around again. So go ahead and do round 18 and 19 on your own, all single crochets, and then we'll meet back. Okay, we just finished round 19, so we did 18 and 19 all single crochets. We still have 24 stitches. We're just going to change our stitch marker, and then we are going to take a quick pause here. I'm going to add a little bit more stuffing. You can leave a lot of slack on your yarn, or you can add a stitch marker so you don't lose your yarn. I'm going to try to get that neck and a little bit more into the head, and then I'm not going to add too much to the body. I want to be able to close my piece because I don't want to end up getting holes if it's too taut. Once you have a little bit more in that neck and head, we can continue on. For round 20, we're going to make a decrease, and we're going to single crochet in the next two. We'll repeat this 6 times around. Here is our first decrease, and then we will single crochet in each of the next 2. We have another decrease, single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Here is another decrease, single crochet in the next 2. Here is another decrease, single crochet in each of the next 2. Decrease, single crochet in the next 2, and then we have our last decrease ending with 2 single crochet. I'm going to go on and do round 21 and then I'll stuff. So we are going to make a decrease and then a single crochet. So here is our first decrease. We're going to move over and make 1 single crochet. And then we have a decrease, single crochet, and then I'll let you continue on making a decrease and a single crochet. Okay, at the end of round 21, we'll have 12 stitches left. I am going to attach a stitch marker now because I don't want to lose my yarn, because I'm really going to, my last chance to stuff here. So I'm going to kind of make that hole again with the back of my hook. I'm going to grab some more stuffing and then stuff until I'm happy. I think that's pretty good. Everything feels good, looks good, and I think we're ready to move on to the last round. I'm going to take out that extra stitch marker. I will change my stitch marker, and you can too if you haven't already. And then for the last round, round 22, we're just going to do all decreases. So we're going to do a decrease, decrease, a total of 6 times. Here is our first decrease, our second, and then continue around with all decreases. Okay, we're making our last decrease. I'm going to take my stitch marker out because I'm getting stuck. From here, we are going to leave a long tail and give that a cut. We're going to fasten off by yarning over and pulling that yarn all the way through. Go ahead and grab your yarn needle and then you can weave that through. I'm going to show you here, we're going to count for 6 stitches. This knot here is our fastened off, so then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our sixth stitch is kind of hidden underneath here, so you kind of want to grab that up. We're going to take our yarn needle and go behind the front loop of the first stitch. Then move over and go behind the front loop of the second. We're going to continue that by going under the third, fourth, fifth, and then our sixth and last stitch. From here, I pull this yarn tight and I kind of watch where that little hole closes up because you want to put your needle back through that hole, and you can kind of open it up again if you can't find it. I'm going to weave my needle through to the back of my body, pull that all the way through, and pull it pretty tug. You don't want to break your yarn, but you can pull it enough so that you can pull it in and then you can kind of smush it out. And that'll give you a nice look on the bottom of your amigurumi. Go ahead and weave your yarn in really well, and then we are done with the snowman body. We will work on the scarf and the bow next. For the scarf, I'm going to be using this Lion brand chainette yarn. You can use any yarn, any worsted, any chainette that you find, and this C 2.75 millimeter crochet hook. We're going to start out by making a slip knot, and then we're going to be chaining 55. Once you have your 55 chains, we're just going to start in that second chain from the hook, and we're just going to go under that top loop and make a single crochet. Go under the top loop and make your first single crochet. You're going to move over and make another single crochet, and you're just going to do this all the way down the row. We will end up at the end of our scarf with 54 stitches. When you reach the end of the scarf, I got a little too rambunctious here and I already weaved in my ends. I forgot to record it. So you'll have two ends on one side of the scarf and you can just weave those pieces in. I like to place the scarf with one end kind of at the corner of the body, and then I wrap it around to the back, go through the front, and then I tuck it in back towards the front of the snowman. You feel free to add the scarf however you'd like. This is just the way that is kind of stuck for me. I do like that the scarf has a little bit of movement. I kind of like that it looks like she's blowing in the wind. But if you didn't like that, you could always straighten out the scarf and you could add a little bit of fabric glue to keep it in place. Now, if you didn't want to add a bow or anything, you're done. But if you do want to add the bow, I will show you how to do that next. For the bow, I'm going to use that same chainette yarn and the same C hook. For this one though, I'm going to leave an extra long tail because I want to be able to wrap the bow around her head. And instead of wrapping around after the fact, I'm just going to kind of make it all into one. So if you forget to leave a long tail, don't worry, we can fix that at the end. So we're going to start out with a slip knot. We are going to chain 3. So here is chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. We are going to start by making 4 double crochet into that third chain from the hook. If you don't know how to do a double crochet, I'll have a video and I'll link it up here and down below. For our first double crochet, we are going to yarn over. We're going to place our hook into that third chain from the hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. We're going to yarn over again, go through that same stitch and make another double crochet. Yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over again, we're going to make a third double crochet into that same stitch. And then we're going to make our 4th double crochet into that same stitch. From here, we're going to chain 3. We have 1, chain 2, chain 3, and then we're going to make a slip stitch into that same stitch here. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then finish off your slip stitch. We are going to chain 3 again. And then we are going to make 4 double crochet in that stitch again. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, make our 2nd double crochet into that same stitch. Yarn over, make your 3rd double crochet. Yarn over and make your 4th double crochet. We are going to chain 3 one last time. And then we're going to make a last slip stitch through that same stitch again. Okay, we're going to leave a really long tail once again. I'm just going to close this up really quick. We're going to leave an extra long tail. Again, this is probably way too much, but we will see. We're going to take that working yarn and we're going to fasten off by yarning over and pulling all the way through. You're going to take that other piece of yarn and you're going to tighten it up. And then we want to take these 2 pieces and wrap them around the bow. So I'm going to take one of the pieces. I'm going to go from behind on this one. I'm going to wrap it about 3 times. This part can get a little tricky because you kind of need to wrap and hold the bow at once. And then I'm going to take that other piece and go around to the front and I'm going to wrap 3 times. Once you get those wrapped, you're just going to make 2 knots in the back of the bow. Once you have that knotted up, you can just stretch out your bow a little bit and then we're going to attach it to the snowman. I like to put the bow at a little bit of an angle right above her eye, and then we're just going to take those 2 ends and wrap it around the head. And I definitely left like a really long tail, but that's okay. I'd rather have a longer tail than a shorter one. If you do have shorter tails and it doesn't fit around the snowman, just grab a long piece of yarn, weave it through the back of the bow. It's not a big deal. So at the back of the head, we're just going to make a few knots. And then we're going to weave those yarn pieces through the body. If that bow is a little wobbly, you can also add a little bit of glue to keep that in place. And that's it, you guys. Your snowman is done and she's ready for the tree. Thank you guys for joining me on this crochet along. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. If you guys like this ornament, please check out this rustic tree ornament next.